Wildfire season starting to ramp up across the province with the biggest fire burning east of Skaha Lake in Penticton. The Mount Christie wildfire exploded overnight, jumping from 250 hectares to more than 1,000 hectares in just 24 hours. At last update, it was 0% contained. More than 300 people have been forced to leave their homes, while more than 3,600 people are now on evac alert. 21 firefighters currently on scene, but additional resources will be arriving later today. An evacuation center has been set up in Penticton with people who are forced out.
Our grandma had to come to the door and unlock it, so then it was locked. And then we had to pack up all of our things, and now we might be thinking that our house might be burned down by now.
How close was the fire to your home?
Really close.
It was
Really close.
It was like right in front of our house.
Lots of houses. Lots and lots of houses.
Yeah. Do you know anyone who's been evacuated from that area?
We have friends on alert, but nobody that we know that's been evacuated yet.
It started pretty small and then it slowly got bigger and bigger, and it just keeps growing.
For the latest on the situation, let's go to Eric Thompson from the Regional District of Okanagan-Similkameen. Eric, thank you so much for taking the time. I know every minute matters right now. So how are things looking this morning?
Well, I've just spoken with the area director. This fire is within electoral area D, Ron Oberick, and he just called me a few moments ago and said that there is lots of smoke in the area. From his vantage point, his house is in that area. He's been on evacuation order, though. He said that he sees some flames within at least a few hundred meters of some homes. There's a heavy presence there from BC Wildfire Service. Okanagan Falls Fire Department is the lead agency locally, along with a lot of support helping out as well. But we understand right now that the plans are just in place to make sure that crews do everything they can to prevent this fire from taking any structures.
Eric, we mentioned some of the numbers, some of the evac numbers. How much more does this fire have to grow before more people are evacuated?
That's really hard to say. Right now, the city of Penticton, as you know, has an evacuation alert for more than 3,600 properties. And the key for any of those folks who are in evacuation alert zones or could potentially be in that zone, if it does grow, is to be prepared. If you have a household emergency plan, activate it now. Make sure that you have your plans in place and are ready to go on very short notice. And that's really an important part of all of this.
Another important part is dealing with a wildfire is always tough, but dealing with one during a pandemic must almost feel impossible. What's being done at those evac centers to maintain those provincial health regulations?
Well, volunteers with the emergency support services have been doing a lot of work over the last little while. They've been making sure that they are trained for this type of thing, that they're planning for it. So they have done that. Strict protocols are in place. One of the things people can do if you're under evacuation alert or order is to pre-register with emergency support services, ess.gov.bc.ca. Then when you're on site, you're not having to fill out forms. It's already done.
Yeah, that's very important. Now, any good plan deals with a worst case scenario. If you do get a confirmed case in the evac center, even an outbreak, God forbid, what happens then?
Well, that would become an issue for health, for the health department. They would take care of that, Interior Health. And they have protocols in place, and they're monitoring this as we go. Anyone who has any questions can call 811, especially if you're exhibiting symptoms or if you're self-isolating. That's really important. One final note I wanted to mention, Paul, as well, is for anyone who wants to watch this fire, they should really avoid stopping on area highways, avoid going into the alert zones, and also avoid any boating traffic on Skaha Lake, because you'll see a lot of air traffic, and keeping boaters safe is important during this as well.
Yeah, crews have a very tough job. Let them do it. Thanks so much, Eric. That's Eric Thompson from the Regional District of Okanagan-Similkameen.